शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोन् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरकृष्णे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु विघ्नेश्वरात् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमय यत्र तृषर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, chapter number 15, beginning from verse number 6. So these are statements or words spoken by Angira Rishi, rather both of them, Angira and Narada, who had appeared when Chitraketu was weeping, mourning for the death of his son. So they suddenly appeared there and they started speaking and asking him, who is this boy? What is his relationship with you? And what was he in relation to you in the past? What will he be in the future? And you should know that people come together and they separate. It's like the sand in the river flows. And then there are some living beings which give birth to other living beings, like seeds give birth develops to some more seeds through plants. There are some seeds which don't fructify. So this should be known. And therefore, why are we lamenting? For whom are we lamenting? So vayam chatvam chaye cha ime tulle kalash charachara jam mrityu metha pashat pran navam avadante. So he said that all these things which are existing at present, you, me, people around us, they will not exist before birth. They will not exist after birth also. Which means they don't exist now also. Because the truth, if something is real, that exists always. And if something is just appearing for some time, it means it's not real. It's like if you see a snake in a rope. So snake was not there before. Then you see it, and then if you throw light on the place where you see the snake, then there is no more snake. So there was no snake, say in the daytime when there was light, and there was some darkness, you mistook it for a snake. When you throw light, then there is no more snake. So snake appeared only in the middle part. It was not there in the beginning. It was not there in the end. That means it is also not there in the middle. Because if it was there in the middle, it should also be there in the end. Where can it go? So if we have this body, it did not exist before, it will not exist after that. It didn't exist now. Good logic. Adavanta yannasti madhyepi kutattatha. The logical principle which is not in the beginning, not in the end, is also not in the beginning. What do you say about this?
Obviously, it is. Otherwise, we would be sitting here.
So what happens to the logic?
That's faulty logic, incomplete knowledge, logic.
So what is that?
Misuse of knowledge. Misuse of logic.
Or misuse of logic.
No, where is the misuse?
Okay, in the example of the snake, that makes sense. Because it's a projection. But the body cannot really be considered a projection. Right? Because it is inhabited by the soul.
What does your body say?
So you can only call it a temporary.
Somebody, anybody, say something about the body. Nobody.
So there's, the law of conservation of energy. Nothing can exist. Nothing can come from nothing, basically, and something can't go to nothing. It has to transform into something else. It can transform into something else, but the energy is always there.
There must be the light that turns the body into the snake if turned on, into the rope. If it works with the same way.
Yeah, when you get enlightened.
I'm enlightened.
But then it's still there.
Well, there are certain religion. There are two types of religions. One is the religion which comes to an end when you know it. And there is a religion it does not come to an end even when you know it. It's like you see the sky. Sky is blue, right? It's an illusion. Or you see what you call rainbow in the sky. It's an illusion. You know that there is no bow hanging there. So even when you know it, still you see it. So even when you become enlightened, see the body, but now you know that it's not real. It's like the rainbow or the blue sky. So what do you think of
Then it's as good as real.
that?
Then it is as good as real because you have to deal with it as a reality.
No, you deal with it, but it's not real. So you have to deal with it knowing that it is not real. It's like you look at the rainbow, you even tell others, look how nice it is. Sometimes you think it is an optical illusion. Good logic, right?
It's still energy, though. The light is energy. I said it's still energy, even with the example of the rainbow, because the light is energy. It's just manifest in a way that that we, our senses, are able to detect it. So that energy is always there.
Snake is also energy.
Yeah.
So the snake is also real.
Well,
Not biting.
I guess it's the word real that's troubling.
Real means it does not disappear.
Does not disappear.
That is the meaning of real. It disappears, it's not real.
It's deeper than I can. I said it's deeper than I can put my mind around.
That's right. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't disappear, it just transforms.
What?
Whether it's the body or the rainbow becomes something else, but it's not disappearing.
So that means what? So that what change is not real. It will disappear.
So all this cosmic creation is not real. Make it bigger. It's not real.
No, that's what he's saying. This reading the verse here says, Vayamcha Tvamcha Yechaime Kulle Kalas Charachara. It says we, both of them, Narada and you, and you, Tvamcha, and all these people in nature, and everything else which is existing at present, Kulle Kalas, now at this time. Jan mrityor yatha paschat pragnavam adanapi. So it's just like it is not before the birth, not after the death, it is also not now. This is called magic. It's like magicians, they take two balls and they will show you, and they put some two things on top of it, and they ring it, and some mantra, and then they lift it up, the ball is gone. Right? They do like that. So he has removed. You imagine by logic, nothing is, it's not now also. It's like you dream. In the dream, things look real. At that time, you think, yes, this is real. I'm eating it, I'm tasting it, I'm smelling it. You feel happy, you feel sad, then you wake up. It was only during the dream time that it was there. Before the dream, it was not there. After the dream, it's not there. Therefore, it is not there when you are dreaming also. And that's what he's saying.
So it's all Maya? Is that what he's saying? Essentially? It's all Maya.
Yeah, you call it Maya, you call it anything. So you have to think a little bit. Sometimes, right? Little bit thinking.
But that comes very close to Advaitic
Yeah, so it's like
Buddhist.
Buddhist.
Let's see what he is commenting. सोचनीय चेत न केवल मृतपुत्र एव अपितु दारा आमात्य स्वजनादय सर्वे वर्तमान अतिशोच्य एव. He says if you have to lament, if you have to cry for your son, why you are not crying for your wife, for your ministers, for your subjects, everybody? You should cry for all of them. Because all of them are like this boy. तुल्य काला एक काल स्थिता जन्मनः प्राक् मृत्यु पश्चात् च यथा न सन्ति एवं अधुनापि न सन्ति. So, as they were not before birth, they will not be after death. So they are not now also. न हि यत्र एककालिकं वस्तु वास्तवम् उच्यते. So he says something which exists only for one particular period of time is not real. Therefore, Atma is real because it says na jayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuya ajo nityo shashvatayam purana nahante indamani sharire. So that is before death, after death, now, all the time, it is real. But now this says nahi ekakalik vastu vastavam uchyate. नहीं अवास्तवम वस्तु भगवेन गणनायाम उपाधीयते इत्यतः तत्सत्यमपि असत्यमानं निवेति भावः. So he says that basically he says that there are two types of things. It is called vastava vastu. It's a very interesting word. Vastu means an object. Vasta means real. So vasta vastu means real object. And then there is avasta vastu, which is not real object. So he says, nahi avasta vastu bhagve ganna naam ganayam upadite. He says those who are learned, who are knowledgeable, they do not count an object which is avastava vastu. Means unreal, real object. You can say that there are real objects and there are unreal, real objects. And then there are unreal objects. So he says, therefore he says, Satyam api asatyamana eva. Although it is Satyam, it is real, but it is like unreal. So this is the Vaishnava view. The Advaitavad view is that it is not real. That's how they would say. They say that it is real, but it is temporary. Transforms. Therefore it is also ambivalent. It's only for short period. Then it changes. Because even when you see the rainbow, rainbow is real or unreal? Why do you see it?
This is a reflection of the sun, the ether.
The dust particles or water particles hanging in the air. It happens usually after the rain. So the light which is reflecting or refracting, is that real or unreal?
Real.
So then rainbow is real. It is a real light which is reflecting through the water particles, rain particles. So why you say that rainbow is unreal?
Our perception is never real, because we never grasp reality, like at least those things that are around us, we never experience them as they are. We just experience them according to our senses. So even if there is reality, we never perceive it as it is.
So you are saying nothing is real?
No, I cannot see it real. I only get an image according to the capacity of my body to experience the...
Okay, let's say that the things which we perceive, table, chair, normally we call them real. So from that point of view, is rainbow real or unreal?
It is real.
No, but only my experience it is real. I experience it, but...
Obviously we are talking about your experience.
But it is like when you have two people standing on two different places. At one place it's there, the other place it's not there. So it's only one person experiencing it, but it's not there.
That person can come and also experience it, he come and stay at your place. It's because he cannot experience from where he is standing does not mean that it's not real.
But when you go there, it's not there.
When you go there, it's not there. So why you see it if it is not real?
It's at that moment it is real, but for some time only.
Because if something is not real, how can you perceive it? To perceive something, that object has to be there, isn't it? Yes, no.
But if I dream, then there is no object, and I also perceive it.
That we are perceiving, and how do you know that it is not real? I say that it is also real.
Also the dream is real.
Yeah. That's why you see it. If it is completely unreal, how can you see it? Have you seen the horn of a rabbit?
No, I do.
Hmm?
No, I do.
Yeah.
In my mind.
I'm saying, have
No,
you seen
but
them
outside,
in your
no,
eyes?
no.
No, you have not seen. but they don't exist. They are unreal. Right? That's why you cannot see them.
So they are unreal.
So they are something which is unreal. You cannot perceive it. You can only perceive things which are real. You don't perceive anything which is unreal.
You can imagine it.
I'm talking about perception first. Let's not go to the imagination. That's a different. Perception means using our external senses. I cannot perceive anything which is not real. That is the first principle. Agree? Now the problem comes that when you perceive something, after perceiving you try to understand it. I call it as conceiving. So there is perceiving and there is conceiving. You have a perception and then you have a conception of that. What is it? So the problem is only in conceiving. It's not that rainbow is not real. The problem is to think of it as a rainbow. It's a light which is reflecting and then it is breaking because the water drops act like a prism. So the light of the sun, which has 7 waves in it, when it reflects, then the waves, they break up. They turn differently according to the wavelength. Basically. According to their wavelength, they turned at a different angle, and therefore it breaks. And then you see it. So what you are seeing is the light, which has broken down from the sunlight into the 7 colors. That's not unreal. But to think of that as a bow, that is your conceiving inside. That's your mistake. So that is wrong. That is unreal. So unreal part is only that much. When you see the snake, it is not that what you are seeing is false. The rope is there. If the rope is not there, you will not see the snake. So the rope is real. Only thing is that you are mistaking that rope for a snake. That is the false thing. Just as the light is there, which is coming, that is real. But you mistake that light for a bow, that is a mistake. So in the same way, there is no snake there, but you are superimposing your idea of snake onto what you are seeing, the rope which you don't see properly. And because of your fear or your experience or whatever, you superimpose that. So that is the false thing, because it's not there. The snake is not there, but you superimpose it from your samskara onto that. So that superimposes that which gives you the false understanding. You understand this? So this is what happens. So in the same way, it's not that body does not exist. It does not mean that when you see the rainbow, that the light is not there. Light is there, but to think that light to be as some bow hanging there, that is our conception, which is wrong. So in the same way, the body is there, but to think that this body is beautiful, this body is eternal, or this body is clean, it is full of mess actually. Or this body is me, that is the mistake. That is unreal. So that's what has to be understood. So why they are speaking, of course they are speaking as if it is unreal, in the sense because when somebody is very much attached to something, then first you try to bring some vairagya, some renunciation, detachment. Then only the person can hear something higher. So therefore vairagya or little bit of detachment is necessary to understand understand spirituality. If one is completely attached to the body, then one will not understand anything beyond that. So for that, sometimes the statements are made like that. It is all false. It's like a dream. So even when it is said it is like a dream, it does not mean that it is unreal. Because dreams are also real in the sense that they are coming from the real samskaras. There are samskaras inside you, and those samskaras are projected. And you mix them, like you said, I can see the horns of the rabbit. Okay, now you have seen horns, you have seen a rabbit, you can imagine them together. So that your imagination, you can see that. But the horn is there, you have a samskara for that, the rabbit is there, you have a samskara. Those are real samskaras lying inside. Then you mix them together, you see something. And then to take it for something else, that is unreal. If you know that it is only a samskara, then it's fine. But to take that samskara for a real object, then it is good. So in that sense, then dream is not real. Otherwise, whatever you perceive, there has to be some basis. If nothing is there, how can you perceive? If it is void, then you cannot perceive.
So mere or pure observation is real.
Observation is real, but what you make out of it, that may be.
So when it says that the wise, he only observes, like becomes the observer, then is that meant that he observes it without any samskaras?
Yeah, because now when we are observing, we don't observe it without our samskaras. Unconsciously, and sometimes consciously, our samskaras are always coming into picture. And therefore we see things differently. Same object gives us different feelings or emotions. So normal perception is just normal perception. Generally it is always influenced by our samskaras. So those who are realized people, they see it with their samskara, which is samskara of their enlightenment, their knowledge. So then they see it not just things as an individual object, but they see it related to the ultimate reality, which is a fact. So they don't see things just disjointed, separate, independent objects. But they see it all in relationship with the Absolute. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sadhava. When you understand that everything is Vasudeva, Isa Vasumidam Sarvam Yatkinch Nigatyam Jagat. So everything is manifestation of one. So everything is emanation, manifestation of one reality. And that one reality, because it is real, that one reality manifests. And obviously this manifestation also has to be real. So we don't see that the basic source from which it comes. And that's why our understanding is imperfect, incomplete. And sometimes we say it is unreal. In that sense. So Bhagavatam is, from the very beginning, is trying to teach this. Why again, how many times the Sankhya comes in Bhagavatam? You count it. Except I think in the first canto. I'm not sure if in the Bhishma's prayer, probably not, but from second canto onwards, you find it in every canto. And That is just to uplift our awareness from a very limited area. Religion awareness is very, very limited. It actually hangs around our body basically, and things which are related to the body. And it's very difficult to lift our consciousness above the body. So that's what is going on here. The whole story is how the living being is completely implicated into the body. This is what we studied in 5th Canto, story of Paranjana. So same story was told there. And the story is told again and again because before you come to the 10th Canto, where again there will be talk of bodies. But it is a different type of body. And if we have not uplifted our awareness, our consciousness from this physical body, then what will happen that we will mistake that. What is being described there? Because that is a transcendental affair. Because our sanskaras are very deep in relationship to our bodily experiences. They are very, very deep. So it is very difficult to get out of it. And Bhagavatam is making that effort. If we study it carefully, we try to deliberate and actually try to atmasat, identify it. Then we will be revealed what is happening and what is being explained, because it's very difficult. Why people like Buddhism, why people like Advaitavad? Because it's easy to understand. You just deny what you are doing. So denial is okay. It's all unreal. That's easy to accept. Either it doesn't exist or it's unreal or it is a dream. That's what Buddhism, Advaitavad, and many of these philosophies speak the same thing. But to go beyond that and to say that actually this is real, but real in a different sense than what we think is real. Real in the sense of being related to Krishna, being the place for his play, being an object for his service. That is a very difficult process. So that's why Vaishnavism is very difficult to follow. Because in Advaitavad, in Buddhism, you give up things. Deny ego, deny possessions, deny this, deny that. So you can understand that, okay, now I'm progressing. Or this person is advanced because he is highly renounced. He is given a but here, you don't give up. You change your awareness. You remain wherever you are. And you only change your awareness. And you remain wherever you are. So changing awareness is very difficult. You change that consciousness. That is a tough job. So we have this danger that we remain with the same objects as before, yet now we don't deal them as before. We don't see them as objects related to our body or meant for our body. And because we have the samskaras for this, to change so difficult, but because all these samskaras will keep coming back and troubling you. So therefore sometimes it has to be cut off and it is told, no, this is false, this is unreal, this doesn't exist, it's just a dream, so that you can go a little above that. So for that reason, Jnana Vairagya Prathamam Eva, Goswami says that this Jnana and Vairagya, they have their utility in the beginning stage, although they are not part of Bhakti. Say that they are not the angas of Bhakti, which is a fact. So this is what they are trying to do. They see that how this king is completely absorbed in the samskaras of his son. Now you try to teach him anything, he's not going to listen. So first they are getting him out of that and then speak something higher. So of course they are speaking for Chitraketu, but the instruction is for us. That it is we who are completely absorbed in our bodily samskaras. Our experiences which are related to our body, food, sex, two major ones, and then other, maybe music, maybe something else, but related with the senses. So these are very intense samskaras, very, very intense. And to come to Bhakti, you have to get rid of these samskaras, have to be deactivated completely. So this is a process. Bhakti does that by its power. At the same time, this hearing itself is a bhakti. So that's why sadhana bhakti, hearing Bhagavatam is also bhakti. So this is the process. To hear it, to understand it, you get rid of it. That is the power of Bhagavatam. See its greatness. Sarvatam Sakatham Krishna Punya Savan Kirtan Hridyantastoya Bhadrani Vidhanoti Svedsatam. And by hearing this, Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. So by doing Bhagavat Seva, Vrintasya, and speaking. So, Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Viste Hri. So, Bhagavan, Lord, enters into the heart. In Bhagavatam it was said it happens immediately. And that is Prithivi. So, your heart. What about the others? They have to go somewhere else to purify their heart. No, not in this one. So, Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Viste Hri. So, you will come, but we have to Nityam Bhagavat Seva. Regular hearing. And this is very powerful. So, this is what he is teaching. So this has to be understood what he is saying. We have to know this. We have to actually feel it. Our body. What is it? You lie down in your bed and think of your body. Do this body meditation. What it is and what are you and where are you? You will be separated from this. You are already separate from it. You will know. But one day you will be completely separated. So this has to be at least a little understanding to get into Bhakti. So it's a tough job. We very much identify in the body, very much. This identification is the deepest manifest material consciousness and the body. That's why at night also when you dream, you don't think you are in the body. You can forget other things. You can imagine yourself as somebody else, or in another place, or rich or poor, young or old. You can imagine many things, but not that you are not the body. It's very deep. So therefore they are saying Vayam cha tvam cha ye cha ime tulya kalas charachara janma mrityu yatha pasyat tam nayam abhnati. So all these bodies, they exist for some time and then they disappear. So we have seen also in our own life so many bodies which did not exist. They came into existence, then they grow, and then the body disappears. Same happens to our own body and everything else. So, therefore it says Satyam, it is real, but to be understood as not written. So, Asitartarodhan, somebody else, Balaprabhu also gave a nice comment. It said, Asitartarodhan Shilatvat. He said, because it stayed only for a short period. 100 years, it's not a big period. And Kala Karmadi Adhinatvat. So, it is under the influence of time and karma. These two things. So always remember these two things, time and karma. They're always sitting on our back. Wherever you go, you are carrying them. Wherever you go. And they are the one who are influencing us continuously. Influencing us means influencing the body. So svakiyatvena vyavahari yogya na bhavanti. Therefore we cannot say that it is ours, because time is changing it all the time. And then it will be taken away. We will be separated from it. And we cannot say it is ours. Because if it is really ours, it should be with us. But it is not going to be with us, that means it was not ours. If something is mine, it should be with me. But the body will not remain with me forever. So that proves that it is not mine. And nobody comes to take a permission. You can say, well, something belongs to me, someone can take it from me, or I can give it. But nobody comes to take a permission that you can now take your body away from me. If it was yours, then somebody should ask you, okay, then I take your body away now. Please don't mind. Alright, can you approve it? So nobody asks for your approval. So therefore, that is the meaning of it is material. In that sense. Not that it doesn't really exist, but because we think it is ours, we think it is permanent, we think it is beautiful, we think all these things about our body, we think it is very clean, lovable. We have all these ideas, right? So we spend so much time in front of the mirror. So therefore they say that it's not right. Bhutair bhutani bhutesha srizti avati hamti aja atma sushtai satam atma sushtai asvatantrair anapekshopi balavat. So he said that Bhutesha, the Lord, or the Bhuta, the Master, the Supreme Lord, is the controller, and he is beyond birth and death or any transformation. And he is not desiring anything, means he does not depend on anything. He does not need the creation. He doesn't need anything. And yet he creates by his own power, not depending. And then through people he creates, he makes them create further. And in this way, he creates, he maintains, and he destroys. Just like he says Bhagavatam. Like children, they go to the beach and they play in the sand. So they make house from the sand and they make some painting or some other structure. And they become very absorbed in it. And they may even quarrel with each other if someone breaks somebody's house. They may actually start fighting. And then time comes to go home. And they themselves may demolish everything. It's okay, let's go home. So just as they create, they play with it, then they destroy, they go home, then they flow. So everything is happening like that. Nacha mayayam putro janita kenapi alakshitena darunena ayam nashita iti swasmin jankatva lakshana guna parasmin stu nashkatva lakshana dosha prasanjana. So they are speaking these words to inform that don't think that you are the creator of this boy and somebody else is the destroyer. Because that's what the mother was speaking. And was speaking to Brahma. That you are very cruel and why you create and this and that. She was calling Yamaraj as very cruel, Daruna, Karuna. So we think that okay, I am the father, I am the mother. We gave birth to this baby, but now Yamaraj is giving death. He's taking the babies away. The fate is killing our time. Therefore we give blame to them. So Narada and Angira, they are saying that this is not the case. They don't need to blame anybody. Bhutai pitradi visrijati. So he says it is Lord only who creates through the parents. Raja Devhir Avati. He gives protection through kings, through police, through army, through the state government. And Sarpadevhir Hanti. And then he kills by snake bite, by earthquake, by tsunami, or some tornado. Atmasrishtairiti Pitradinam Ishwar Shushkatvad Ishwara Dhanitvad. So he creates through people whom he has created. So he creates Brahma, and then Brahma further creates, and then they create further. So ultimately, it is God who is the creator, it is Bhagavan who is the creator. Because without him, no one else has the capacity to create. Nanu purna kamasya ishwarasya kim srishti adibhya tatra anapekshopi balavam vidyakara. Now the question which is always raised is that if Lord is purna kama, he is completely devoid of any desire, if he is perfect, then why does he create? Because it is a big job to create such a big universe and many universes like this. So why does it take such a big effort? What is the purpose? What is he trying to achieve from this? So it does not make sense that I don't want anything else to like create. So he said, yes, he does not want anything. He is perfect. Yet he creates for play. Means niskam karma. Not desiring anything. It's like when you play, you are not thinking that by playing I will get some money, or my name will come, people will praise me. You play just because you like to play. So even play, we may play because we want to be happy. God is already happy. So the difference in our play and his play is that we play to achieve happiness, he plays out of happiness. So his play is a manifestation of his happiness, his love. See the difference. So therefore we must understand that all these relations, they are all temporary. And we have had many of them in the past. And we don't remember any of them. And even in this life we had many relations as a child. We had many childhood friends. Now if they come in front of us, probably we will not even recognize them. But when we were children, we were very intimate with them. And if anything happened to someone of them, somebody died or somebody fell sick, we feel pain. But now they have grown up, they are somewhere, somebody may be sick, somebody may die, you don't bother. Or even if you get a news that your so-and-so childhood friend just met an accident, probably you don't feel anything. So even in this life, our relations change. We get new relations, we have new attachments. So the problem is only attachment, nothing else. If the attachment is not there, then there is no problem. Then you can continue, you can perform your duties, and you will remain free from any distress or material happiness. And that is necessary for spiritual life. That's very important. So this is what we are trying to teach to Chitraketu. Because Chitraketu will have tough time getting over his attachment. So we will read further how they instruct him. Let's stop here.
It is very rare to have two rishis speaking the same thing at the same time. I think this is the only case in the Bhagavatam. So what is the significance of this? To make it more important, more strong?
Yeah. Make it more important. Also, he wanted that Narada gives him the mantra, because Narada is Acharya of Bhakti. So that's why he brought him. They are brothers. Both are sons of Brahma. So Angira already knew that this problem has come and thought, let me get Narada with me.